This is Leucospermum Veldfire, Pincushion, and it's a family of plants with very striking flowers, as you can see here. And they're used as a cut flower commercially, but also in the landscape. They're a larger evergreen shrub, and as you can see here, they have amazing detail in their flowers. They're also very long blooming. I'm reading different things on the bloom cycle, but we're in Northern California. I've seen these at the San Francisco Botanical Garden as well as UC Santa Cruz's Botanical Garden. And we get very mild temperatures here. It does not freeze in those garden areas, and during the summer it's pretty moderate. It's usually only around 75 degrees Fahrenheit as a higher temperature, and most nighttime temperatures are in the mid 50s Fahrenheit much of the year actually. So they like moderate temperatures. Now, I live in a hot inland valley. It gets around 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 90 to 100 during the summer, and in the winter we can get down in the 20s, mid to high 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, this is where this gets interesting because the different varieties of the Leucospermum can tolerate cold, some better than others, and we're still learning just which ones are more hardy than others. So when it comes to hardiness, I would just say that to treat these right around the frost line, 0 degrees centigrade, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, is safe. And these do great coastally, but if you're going to try these inland, just know that it's a little dicey. And the further you get below freezing, the harder time you're going to have growing this plant. But I have seen mature ones in our area, and it does get in the mid 20s, sometimes the low 20s Fahrenheit during the winter, and these have survived that. So just know that it can be worth a try, and for such a striking plant, I think it is. Something about this, it's very sensitive to phosphorus, this whole family, and I guess they evolved in soils very sparse with phosphorus, so they became very proficient at procuring it. But then when you fertilize them with a normal fertilizer for blooming plants, you overdose them, and it's a very quick way to kill these. I did that in one of the ones that I put in the ground a couple of years ago, so just be very aware of that. A lot of the ones we buy around here have that warning on the label, but I want to make that clear. So in design, I would say these are really good as a specimen shrub. They bloom very long. I was starting to say that. They bloom anywhere from early winter to mid to late spring, and I've seen these blooming as late as June, July when I saw these in San Francisco and Santa Cruz. So very long-lasting bloom cycle depending on the variety. And they're also deer resistant. I've seen these used in areas where the deer don't eat them, but I don't have a lot of experience to speak to, so a little bit of a learning curve on that one. They're very drought resistant once they're established. They don't need a lot of water, and I think they prefer well-drained soils. They certainly have that in coastally where I was describing them, being where I've seen them in the botanical gardens. So not one that I know as much about as I would like to, but because of its striking flowers, I think it's one to pursue and try and understand better, and I just wanted to expose people to it because it's such a stunning plant. And that is Leucospermum Veldfire Pincushion, and there are a lot of other varieties that I will try and post on here as well. I didn't mention the size. The book on it says that it's 4 to 6 feet tall by 6 to 8 feet wide. So this mature picture you see in the Santa Cruz Botanical Garden, UC Santa Cruz Botanical Garden to follow is kind of shows that to be true. So 4 to 6 feet tall, 6 to 8 feet wide as they mature is a good spacing for this plant. To follow are some nice companion plants for Leucospermum Veldfire. Enjoy.